Who's the GOAT at every position in NFL? The NFL has witnessed countless legendary players throughout its history, leaving an indelible mark on the sport. As fans and analysts, we often debate who stands as the greatest of all time, GOAT, at each position. From the gridiron generals at quarterback to the brick wall defenders at cornerback, every position boasts its own iconic figures. Football fans, today we're diving deep into one of the most controversial topics in the NFL. Who's the GOAT at every position? So, let's start by looking at the legends who dominated on defense before we move to the offensive juggernauts. Edge rusher, Lawrence Taylor. First up, the edge rusher position. And honestly, is there any debate here? Lawrence Taylor is the GOAT. Taylor exploded onto the scene in 1981, racking up 133 tackles, 9.5 sacks, and earning the Defensive Player of the Year award as a rookie. Over his career, he amassed 142 sacks and 9 interceptions, forever changing how pass rushers were used in the NFL. His best season came in 1986, when he led the league with 20.5 sacks, won MVP, and helped lead the Giants to a Super Bowl victory. Reggie White was a dominant force in his own right, but Taylor's impact, sheer dominance, and the fact that he made opposing quarterbacks lose sleep puts him ahead of the pack. Even Bill Belichick has said LT was the best player he's ever seen. So who are we to argue? When it comes to the edge, Lawrence Taylor isn't just a legend, he's the standard. Defensive tackle, Aaron Donald. Next, let's move to the heart of the defensive line with the GOAT defensive tackle, Aaron Donald. Donald's dominance has been nothing short of legendary. Over 8 seasons, he's racked up 98.0 sacks, 440 tackles, and 23 forced fumbles. He's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, and the only defensive tackle in NFL history to record 20.5 sacks in a season. Even while being double-teamed on nearly every play, Donald still disrupts game plans and destroys offensive lines. Joe Green was a pioneer, and Deacon Jones might have unofficially been the sack king. But Donald's modern-day dominance, relentless work ethic, and ability to wreck any offense make him the GOAT. When you think of a defensive tackle who can do it all, Aaron Donald is the name that comes to mind. Linebacker, Ray Lewis. Now let's talk about the middle of the defense, the linebacker position, where Ray Lewis reigns supreme. Lewis spent his entire 17-year career with the Baltimore Ravens, leading them to 2 Super Bowl titles and revolutionizing the middle linebacker position. He finished his career with over 2,000 tackles, 41.5 sacks, and 31 interceptions. In 2000, he powered the Ravens' defense, which set records for the fewest points allowed in a 16-game season. Dick Butkus and Mike Singletary were terrifying in their day, but Lewis's leadership, film study, and football intelligence put him on another level. He wasn't just a linebacker. He was the heart and soul of one of the most dominant defenses ever. When it comes to the GOAT linebacker, Ray Lewis is the man you want leading your defense. Cornerback, Deion Sanders. Onto the secondary where we find our GOAT cornerback, Deion Primetime Sanders. Deion Sanders was more than just a cornerback. He was a shutdown artist, a game changer, and an entertainer. With 53 career interceptions and the ability to stop touchdowns in 6 different ways, Sanders redefined what it meant to be a cornerback in the NFL. He was so dominant that quarterbacks often avoided throwing to his side of the field entirely. Charles Woodson and Rod Woodson were versatile and dominant in their own right, but Sanders' unmatched speed, swagger, and playmaking ability put him in a class of his own. When Prime was on the field, you knew something special could happen at any moment. Deion Sanders isn't just a GOAT, he's the epitome of what it means to be a lockdown corner. Safety, Ronnie Lott. Continuing in the secondary, let's talk about the GOAT safety, Ronnie Lott. Lott started his career as a cornerback before moving to safety, where he became one of the hardest hitters and most instinctive players the game has ever seen. With 63 interceptions, 8.5 sacks, and 4 Super Bowl rings, Lott did it all. His fearless play, including amputating a finger to stay in a game, is the stuff of legend. Ed Reed was a ball hawk, and Brian Dawkins brought intensity, but Lott's combination of coverage skills, hitting power, and leadership make him the GOAT at safety. He was the ultimate enforcer in the secondary, someone who could change the momentum of a game with a single play. When you think of a safety who could do it all, Ronnie Lott is the gold standard. Kicker, Adam Vinatieri. Now let's move to the specialists. The GOAT. Kicker? That title belongs to Adam Vinatieri. Vinatieri is the NFL's all-time leader in points with 2,673, and he made some of the most clutch kicks in NFL history. From the snow-covered field goals in the Tuck Rule game to his Super Bowl winners, Vinatieri's foot has been the difference maker on the biggest stages. Justin Tucker might be the most accurate kicker today, but Vinatieri's longevity, consistency, and ice-cold nerve in the clutch make him the GOAT kicker. When the game is on the line, there's no one you'd rather have kicking for your team. Adam Vinatieri wasn't just a great kicker. He was the most reliable player when it mattered most. Returner, special teamer, Devin Hester. Rounding out the special teams, the GOAT returner is undoubtedly Devin Hester. Hester set the NFL on fire with his ability to take it to the house every time he touched the ball. With 14 punt return touchdowns, 5 kickoff return touchdowns, and countless highlight reel moments, Hester changed games like no other returner before or since. Deion Sanders and Gale Sayers were incredible in their own right, but Hester's impact was so profound that teams were terrified to kick to him. When Hester was on the field, fans knew magic was about to happen. Devin Hester isn't just the GOAT returner. He's arguably the most electrifying player to ever step onto a football field. Now that we've covered the defensive powerhouses and special teams, it's time to talk about the offensive legends. These are the players who have left an indelible mark on the NFL, forever changing the game with their talent, grit, and pure dominance. Let's now move to the offense. Wide receiver, Jerry Rice. Let's start with the wide receiver position, and there's really no contest here. Jerry Rice is the GOAT. Rice led the league in receiving yards 6 times and touchdowns 6 times. Even in today's pass-happy NFL, Rice's records for receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns still stand. He was at his best when it mattered most, with 22 playoff touchdown receptions, including 8 in Super Bowls. Rice's combination of work ethic, route running, and hands made him virtually unstoppable. Randy Moss had the flair and big playability, and Calvin Johnson was a physical marvel. But Rice's consistency, longevity, and dominance in big moments put him head and shoulders above the rest. When it comes to wide receivers, Jerry Rice is simply untouchable. Running back, Jim Brown. Next, we move to the running back position, where Jim Brown stands as the undisputed GOAT. In just 9 seasons, Brown led the NFL in rushing 8 times, was a 3-time MVP, and averaged an incredible 5.2 yards per carry. His power, speed, and vision made him a nightmare for defenses, and he retired as the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Even more impressive, he never missed a game. Barry Sanders was elusive, and Walter Payton had unparalleled durability, but Jim Brown's complete dominance over his era, combined with his unmatched versatility, makes him the greatest running back of all time. When you think of a running back who could do it all, Jim Brown is the gold standard. Tight end, Rob Gronkowski. Now let's talk about the tight end position. The GOAT here? None other than Rob Gronkowski. Gronk's combination of size, speed, and hands made him a matchup nightmare for defenses. With 92 career touchdowns, including a staggering 12 in the playoffs, Gronk was a game changer who always showed up in the biggest moments. He wasn't just a receiving threat. His blocking was elite, making him the complete package at tight end. Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates put up incredible numbers, but Gronk's ability to dominate both as a receiver and a blocker, combined with his knack for clutch performances, make him the GOAT at tight end. Well, it seems like a certain guy called Travis Kelce will most likely snatch the spot from Gronk once he retires. Rob Gronkowski wasn't just a great tight end. He was the most complete player at his position. Offensive tackle, Anthony Munoz. Moving on to the offensive line, let's start with the GOAT offensive tackle, Anthony Munoz. Munoz was a dominant force for the Cincinnati Bengals for over a decade, earning 11 straight All-Pro selections. His combination of power, technique, and athleticism made him a cornerstone of the Bengals offensive line. Whether it was protecting the quarterback or paving the way for the run game, Munoz did it all at an elite level. Jonathan Ogden and Orlando Pace were dominant in their own right, but Munoz's consistent excellence and impact on the game make him the GOAT offensive tackle. When it comes to protecting the quarterback, Anthony Munoz set the standard. Offensive guard, Larry Allen. Next up is the offensive guard position, where Larry Allen reigns supreme. Allen was a force of nature on the Cowboys' offensive line, known for his incredible strength and agility. Whether it was bulldozing defenders in the run game or keeping pass rushers at bay, Allen was a dominant presence. His versatility allowed him to play multiple positions on the line, but it was at guard where he truly made his mark. John Hanna and Gene Upshaw were legends, but Larry Allen's sheer physical dominance and ability to control the line of scrimmage make him the GOAT offensive guard. Larry Allen wasn't just a great guard. He was a nightmare for defensive linemen. Center, Jason Kelce. Now let's anchor the offensive line with the GOAT center, none other than Jason Kelce. Kelce has played at an elite level for over a decade, earning multiple Pro Bowl and All-Pro selections. He possesses rare athleticism for a center, allowing him to excel in both pass protection and run blocking. Kelce is a vocal leader and has been instrumental in the Philadelphia Eagles' success in Super Bowl 52 victory. He has played in at least 15 games in 10 of his 11 NFL seasons, showcasing his reliability and toughness. Jim Otto, Mike Webster, and Dwight Stevenson were dominant centers, but Kelce's combination of skill, toughness, and championship pedigree make him the GOAT center. When it comes to snapping the ball, Jason Kelce was in a league of his own. Quarterback Tom Brady. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the GOAT quarterback, There's no other choice here but Tom Brady. Brady's career is the stuff of legends. 7 Super Bowl titles, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 NFL MVPs, and countless records, including the most passing yards, most passing touchdowns, and most wins by a quarterback. His ability to perform in clutch moments, like the 28-3 comeback in Super Bowl 51, sets him apart from anyone else in NFL history. Joe Montana was perfect in Super Bowls, and Peyton Manning revolutionized the quarterback position. But Brady's sustained excellence, longevity, and ability to win in any situation make him the undisputed GOAT. He didn't just set the bar, he is the bar. Tom Brady isn't just the GOAT quarterback, he's the GOAT of GOATs. But maybe, just maybe, Patrick Mahomes is knocking right on the door to snatch the ultimate GOAT title from Brady. Whether the Chiefs QB will be able to do it or not, only time will tell. And there you have it, folks. The NFL GOAT at every offensive and defensive position. Agree, disagree? We know you have opinions, so let's hear them in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more deep dives into the greatest players in NFL history. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.